Haha! It's new package day, and that is a good sign that something good and guitar gear related is inside this. I am so thankful for the people who think about me and sending me gear to try out, and I'm really excited to open this one. So let's get to it, shall we? Haha! Well, would you look at that? This is from Goodwood Audio. Man, let's open up and see what's inside this. Woohoo! Alright, we've got a sticker, a Goodwood Audio sticker. And, what's inside here? Oh, wow! Haha! I have myself a brand new TX interfacer from Goodwood Audio. This is unreal, and I am so grateful for this. And I'd love to share to you guys why I'm so grateful for this, and I want to take my time to really give thanks to the people at Goodwood Audio. Now, back to the interfacer. There's a few key things of why I love it. First of all, I love it so much because it's an input and an output buffer. Usually when you create bigger kinds of pedal boards, or just a pedal board in general, and you want to retain the clarity that you get from plugging your guitar straight into an amp with nothing in between the signal chain, you're gonna need a buffer or two to retain that clarity because of all the signal degradation that happens when you plug pedals in and all the cables are linked together. The fact that I can just have one box and it's already an input-output buffer is just amazing. Second thing, I love how you can wire your whole entire pedal board in stereo and have the option to switch it to mono if you're running one amp. It's such an amazing concept. There's no need to reroute anything, no need to unplug your cables from your pedal board and reroute things from stereo to mono. You can just leave your pedal board plugged in, and at the flick of a switch, dang, you can go mono if you're running one amp, or if you're running one channel into your DI if you're running direct. And also I love how it has a tuner out as well, where you can just plug your tuner, you can take it out of your signal chain, you can just tune while your signal's still going on. Absolute genius. And the fact that it's got a master mute switch is just a lifesaver. There's been too many incidents where I've played wrong notes with lots of delay and reverb trails and it's gone whack, and having the master mute is just a lifesaver. But what I love most about it is its small form factor and the fact that I can just plug my guitar and my outputs just in one box in one side of my pedal board. No need to go from one side of the pedal board for my guitar and then the other side of the pedal board for my amps, or going straight to DIs. I can literally just plug my guitar either in the passive or the buffered input depending on what rig I'm running, and my output just goes through that one box. Like, absolutely genius. I also love the new features that they've added into the TX interfacer. The fact that you can now flip the phase of the amps by a button on the interfacer is absolutely genius. And I also love that they added a ground lift to the interfacer so that if there's any ground loops happening into your board, you can kill it just by a switch, and that's absolutely genius. I also love the new redesigned mute switch. So now instead of summing your pedal board from stereo to mono with a switch, you can hold the button down for a sum to either regular mono or to dual mono, and you can even kill your signal without any spillover, or with spillover from your delay or reverb trails, and that's absolutely genius. Seriously, it's amazing, and it's so solid that it's lasted me these 8 years, and they still haven't died on me. It's so good. They're like bulletproof, like they never want to die. It's just such a simple but brilliant idea, and that is why I cannot have a pedal board without the interfacer. And that is how it has benefited my rig over the last 8 years. And I can tell you right now, if you're looking for a junction box that doesn't break the bank but does everything that you need and more, go get yourself the Interfacer TX by Goodwood Audio. This is more than just an unboxing video, but I just really wanted to show my appreciation to people like Grant Clayson and Mikey Woodward, who are the two founders of Goodwood Audio, and even the people who currently work there now, like Chippo and the rest of the guys. So when I first got Instagram, maybe 10, 11 years ago, gear pages on Instagram were absolutely booming, and at the top of the chain were the people at Goodwood Audio, Mikey and Grant. These guys were creating incredible setups for some of my guitar heroes, including Nigel Hendroff, Michael Guy Chislett, Dylan Thomas, Jeffrey Cundy, just to name a few, and even other mainstream artists like Jared Schaff, who was a guitar player over at SNL. And I'd always be so inspired by these guitar rigs and hoping that one day I'd be able to play them. And in 2015, in my last year of high school, I actually got the opportunity to do that and meet the people at Goodwood Audio. They held an event over in a studio in the city called Stomptown. And I got to meet Mikey, Grant, Micah, people like Paul Hanna was there, Jono from Bondi Effects were there, Roger from Signal Chain was there, a whole bunch of just people who loved gear. And I was so blown away by being able to try out all these crazy rigs that they were making. You know, I got to try out Nigel's Wet Dry Wet rig from the No Other Name album. I got to try out a whole bunch of these amazing pedals and pedalboard setups, and I was just really blown away. And actually on that night, my dad bought me this pedal that they were selling, which was this Icarus Boost from Carolina Guitar Effects. And I really love this pedal, and it was just such a memorable night. And I got to meet some incredible people in the industry who are making pedals, and it was just a great opportunity for me as a young guitarist to meet other like-minded people, because, you know, electric guitar is kind of like an older man's hobby. And, you know, younger people don't really deep dive into guitar gear and vintage gear or modern gear like that. But I got to have a wonderful conversation with Mikey and Grant. And one of the things that they were talking about on that night was the introduction of a brand new product they were making called the Interfacer. And I was so blown away by it. You know, being a young guy who didn't really have any money and was always obsessed with these junction boxes that they were making and all these crazy custom rigs that I couldn't afford, and I still can't afford it to this day. It was just so inspiring for me to just see like what options and possibilities you could do with your guitar tone, your guitar rig, and how it can really benefit your guitar playing. Not skill-wise, but sonically, there was just so many things that I got exposed to that could improve my tone and my love and passion for the electric guitar even more. So in 2015, when they finally released the video of the Interfacer with Mikey playing his white electric guitar into 2 vacuum tube amps and playing that iconic riff.
So here I am today playing a white electric guitar through 2 vacuum tube amps.
I immediately had to get one. And when Goodwood Audio were starting to sell the interfaces, what they did is they started this Kickstarter campaign, and they actually sold a limited run of these sparkle red interfaces. You see that? Sparkle red? How awesome is that? So me and my buddy Jimmy, who was with me at church at the time, we snagged a couple of these red interfaces and we threw them on our rig. And for me, it's been with me on my main pedalboard over the last 8 years. I've flown overseas with it. You know, it's got its couple of nicks, and like you see my my kind of damaged input power thingy. It's seen some things, but it's always worked and it's always been reliable. And actually the following year I got to do a little bit of interning with Mikey and Grant at the little shop somewhere in Sydney, and I got to see how they make the interfaces, how they design custom rigs for other people, and I got to learn a little bit about the industry. And it also got me thinking about what I would like for my guitar rigs to do for my style of playing, or what I'd like my rig to do. And that's also where I got the shirt. I got given this shirt from Mikey and Grant and got to see their laser machine and how they did everything just in a little small garage, and making a huge impact to guitar players and bass players and musicians in general all around the world. And I just want to give my thanks to Mikey, Grant, and everyone over at Goodwood Audio, because they've helped and inspired me for helping me get the tone that I was chasing, and the tone that helped me sound like me, the way that my rig operates. And if you wonder how I've gotten such good tone, it's obviously been people who I've been surrounded with, but Goodwood Audio has been a major part in my development for my guitar sound and my guitar rigs. So everyone at Goodwood Audio, especially you, Mikey and Grant, I just want to say thank you so much. And you guys have blessed me so much over these years. I wouldn't be the musician I am if it weren't for you guys, and I wouldn't have the guitar rigs and be surrounded with so many different kinds of guitar pedals and have exposure to all these different amps and creativity with my guitar sound if it weren't for you guys. And all this guitar gear that I have, and the reason why I know how to operate these things and I love the way that certain pedals sound, is because of the things that Mikey and Grant have shown me and the different rigs that they've been creating and different exposure to different kinds of rigs and signal chains and stuff like that. They've really helped me get to where I am. Have yourselves an amazing day, and thank you once again to the wonderful people over at Goodwood Audio. You guys know who you are, and I'm so blessed and thankful for each and every one of you. Have yourselves an amazing day, and peace out.